Hi, how are you?
Hello, what can I do for you?
I have got this awesome item. My dad's had it laying around the house forever.
Wow,
Like, it's all original. My dad told me it was ZZ Top's.
whoa. This is definitely cool.
Actually, Billy Gibbons from ZZ
wow.
Top, yeah.
I think this would look pretty good on me, actually.
I think so, too. I think the rhinestones would bring out your eyes.
Yeah.
I am here at the pawn shop today because I have a suit that Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top owned. The rhinestones are in pristine condition. There's not a single one missing, not a single stain. So I think that this suit is the real deal. I'm hoping to sell the suit for $25,000.
This is pretty cool, ZZ Top. Let me get my boss over here to take a look at it, okay?
Okay,
Hey,
thanks.
Rick!
What's up?
Check this out. This is supposed to be from one of the band members of ZZ Top.
Yeah, Billy Gibbons.
Really?
Yeah.
This is so cool. ZZ Top are rock and roll icons. The 70s, the 80s, the 90s selling out stadiums. The longest running band with the original members. I mean, they've been around for over 50 years with the same three guys. A long time ago, they went from like a band to like iconic band. Okay, I'm impressed. Is this a nudie suit?
It is, yeah. It has the original label inside and everything.
Yeah, here we go. Nudie Rodeo Tailors right here, North Hollywood, California. So there's a guy named Nuta. He was like a tailor. I mean, this was the guy who created the mystique of the rhinestone cowboy. And after World War II, Roy Rogers was popular, all the singing cowboys and everything like that. These Western suits began to getting popular. And over the years, they got more and more and more flamboyant. So every rock star was buying them. And if you were in that industry back then, you weren't nothing unless you had a nudie suit. So how much do you want for this?
So I was thinking $25,000.
Okay, so first off, it's thousands of dollars just for a nudie jacket. You never find them with the pants. And these things were so expensive to begin with. Most guys just got the jacket, they didn't get a full suit. Do you have any paperwork or pictures of Billy Gibbons wearing this?
I don't.
Okay, and that's the determining factor right now. You have something that's just some Billy Bob cowboy wore, or you have a rock and roll icon wore. There's a big difference in prices. I know a guy who will know all about this.
Okay.
If you just hang out for a little bit, I'll go give him a call. He just lives down the street.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
I was gonna be a rock star. I didn't have the hair.
Or the talent.
And I was knocking around the house, and Gilligan said that you had something of interest. Holy mackerel. Have mercy.
Oh my gosh.
How are you?
How are you? Oh my gosh.
Rick, chum, I think this might be mine. Can I just take one quick look at something?
Sure.
The inside label tells the tale. There it is, the real Nudies Rodeo Tailor label.
Back in the day, was that like the standard costume you guys were wearing was like nudie suits?
He became our costumer through 73, all the way up till 76. And this was costuming at its finest. The nudie suit has kind of come into its own over the years. We became clients with Nudie in 1972. Those suits appear on the cover of ZZ Top's Fandango record. So we've had a long history with these shiny rhinestone suits. It's pretty fun. What you have laid before me brings back a lot of memories.
So when did you buy this?
The last time I laid eyes on this was 1974. I inadvertently misplaced it, left it on an airplane. By the time I realized it was MIA, called the airline, and the cleaning crew had gone in, so I completely thought this had vaporized.
He probably ripped this off a long time ago.
Long ago. And it still looks like it might fit.
So this young lady wants $25,000 for it.
It might be your very lucky day. A garment of this rarity and at this quality, it's not surprising to see a real, genuine nudie go as much as like $50,000.
$50,000?
$50,000 would not be unheard of.
I've changed my offer.
Then Do you want to buy it back?
Well, I don't want to see it walk out the door. If we could make a deal, Antone's Blues Museum down in Austin, Texas, would graciously accept this for one of their displays.
So, if we're going to go halves on this,
I'm ready.
okay. Let us give you 40 for it, and we'll get you paid, and then we'll donate it. Then we'll get a tax deduction, so it won't cost me as much money.
That's right.
Okay. Do we have a deal?
That's a deal. That's
That's a
awesome.
deal. All
right,
Thank
sweet.
you so much.
I'll take half, you take half.
Follow Chump right up front, and you'll get the paperwork done.
Okay, great. Thank you so much,
Well,
and thank you.
Thank you, too. You know, I did leave this on an airplane once. I don't think we want to leave it twice.
Yeah, you better grab it. All right, I got it.
All right, here we go.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. What do you have here?
It's a suit owned by Shaquille O'Neal that outgrew me, and I'm ready to sell it.
Yeah, the suit outgrew you or you shrunk?
Yeah, one of the two. I'm here at the shop today to sell my Shaquille O'Neal suit. Got it back in 2005, and I collect a little bit of sports memorabilia here and there. I've had it for a couple years. It's been a great conversation piece of the house. Just time to get rid of it.
Let's see here. Well, definitely looks right. I mean, I feel like Shaq's waist was bigger than that, though. Shaq is one of the greatest basketball players of my time period. This is before LeBron, you know, this is in the Kobe era. Shaq was just this massive 7'1" basketball player who had a huge presence on the court. He couldn't really shoot the ball too far away from the rim, but when you're that size, you don't need to.
Yeah, the guy was a beast.
What makes you think it was owned by Shaq?
Well, the labels inside say his name all over.
Let's see here.
It's got a little bit of writing in there. It says Shaq O'Neal.
They do say his name on there and they're big, but someone could have easily just wrote that right in there. I'm gonna come around and check this out. Wow, it's pretty big here. Let me try it on here if you don't mind.
Yeah, no worries.
I actually
Looks-
kind of like it.
It fits.
I might get the sleeves hemmed up and wear this thing. I mean, this right here, either got to be Shaq's or Paul Bunyan's. What are you looking to do with it?
You know, I'm looking to sell it.
And how much are you looking to get?
$1,000.
All right, I have no idea. If you don't mind, I'd like to call a buddy down to come take a look at it.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I have no problem with an expert coming in today to take a look at my suit. And I think when he comes in, he'll see all the labels and realize that it's real.
Hey, chum.
How you doing?
Good. Good. What do we got here?
Supposedly Shaq's suit. It's custom made. It has a tag inside that says custom made for Shaquille O'Neal.
This is incredible. It's like a size 100. There are telltale signs that you want to look for, labeling and making sure that it says Shaq's name in there, maybe a year. So if I could take it off the mannequin and check out the labels, that'd be great.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Now, Elevate made a lot of his clothing, so that's a good sign. Here you got exclusively tailored for Shaq O'Neal, and then there should be a label in here. There you go. Yeah, Shaq O'Neal. It doesn't look like anything was fraudulently unstitched, restitched, or removed. Based on all the labeling, I think this is authentic.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
good news.
Yeah.
What kind of price do you think it has?
In a retail market, you're looking at $500.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
You got it. Good luck.
Thanks.
Good
Nice
luck.
meeting
Well, you heard what he said. He thinks it's worth, you know, $500 in a retail setting. With that being said, what are you willing to take for it?
You know, I'd probably go 900. I mean, it was, you know, during the year that he won the championship. I think you guys would sell it in a hurry.
I couldn't pay over the value for it.
Yeah, the lowest I'm probably willing to go is $500.
That's still gonna be too much for me because I'm gonna need to be able to make a profit on it.
Gotcha.
It's really cool. It's Shaq's. Appreciate you bringing it
Yeah,
in.
I'll just keep it as a conversation piece. I appreciate it.
Have a good day. Good
Yeah.
luck finding a mannequin to put it on.
Thanks. Unfortunately, we weren't able to come to an agreement today on price. I feel like it's worth a lot more. I'd rather just keep it at the house.
Okay, well, it's pretty obvious what that is. That's a Dale Earnhardt racing jacket. I mean, the guy was an absolute badass. I know there was an exhibition race in Japan. It wasn't for anything, but his son thought he would be a little cute and give his dad a bump, and his dad spun him out.
Absolutely. I have a 1993 Dale Earnhardt racing suit from the Coca-Cola 600 that they won. A friend of mine gave it to me. He acquired it in 1993 at an invitational-only event. Everybody loves being a fan of Dale Earnhardt. And when Dale Earnhardt died in 2001, it just kind of took the spirit out of it. And I really haven't watched racing since.
It's really cool. You don't get a nickname like the Intimidator for no reason.
That's right.
You know, this guy turned NASCAR into a contact sport. The guy did absolutely crazy things. I mean, I think there's a famous thing he did called the pass in the grass,
Yep.
where he actually drove into the grass and passed somebody or something like that.
Yep.
So, do you know what race the suit's from, or?
That is the 1993 Coca-Cola 600.
He won that one, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And when he won a race, he retired the suit.
And, you know, there's a bunch of signatures down there. Who's it all signed by?
Well, on here we have Delbert McClinton. You have Dale Earnhardt Sr., Neil Bonnet, and Teresa Earnhardt.
He didn't sign the actual suit himself, did he?
I'm thinking up here, I don't know if that's his signature or not, but it has Earnhardt in the...
Okay. So what are you looking to do with it?
Well, I was looking to sell it, to be honest with you.
Any idea what you want to get, or?
I'm looking somewhere around $100,000.
Okay. To be honest with you, man, I have no idea. I mean, I know people go absolutely nuts over this guy,
Yeah.
but I've never had something like this in here. Do you mind if I have a buddy of mine take a look at it?
I would love to, yeah, absolutely.
All right. You want to give Steve a call?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
This racing suit is really cool, but this guy is asking a lot. I just need Steve to tell me if the combination of the suit and the signatures is worth what this guy's asking for.
Awesome.
You're an Earnhardt fan?
Yeah, of course. I love auto racing. And this guy, Dale Earnhardt Sr., I mean, he's really widely known as the greatest race car driver of all time. The great thing about Dale Earnhardt Sr. is his legacy on racing. He had 76 career wins. He won the Daytona 500. He had this run where he just didn't lose. You know, in auto racing, he was the guy. I mean, you think of the Winston Cup titles, he won 7 of them. Yeah. So, you know, in terms of significance, if you can't have a better racing suit than Dale Earnhardt's.
Okay, so what do you think about the signature?
So he had a beautiful autograph. His signature should look literally just like this in this. Very nice and flowing. We see that here and then here. So there's no doubt about the signature being real, okay? No doubt at all. This is to certify that this Dale Earnhardt GM Goodwrench driving suit is authentic. I like the fact that when I look up here, I see his name written right up here, Earnhardt. Obviously underneath here, you know, it's a jumpsuit, so you have the pants that come in. You know, everything I see here appears absolutely genuine.
Okay, so any idea what it's worth?
So, you know, based on everything I've seen here, you know, I put the value right at about $20,000.
All right, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Chum.
See you later.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Thanks,
Take
sir.
care. Yep.
I know you were asking for 100 grand, man. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You heard my guy. I could probably get 20 for it. That's if I sold it retail. Can I get you to come off that?
About 85 is about the best I could do.
So I can't get you anywhere near 15.
Nah.
Yep. Maybe next time, man. I'm always here if you change your mind, okay?
Brother, thank
Take care.
you. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't come to an agreement today and make a deal, and I just couldn't do it. I'll take it back home and hang on the wall, I guess.
This box came for you.
Recently, a repeat customer of ours contacted me about a suit that he owns. Sometimes people just aren't able to come into the shop, so we have them mail us their items. I think this is the Charlie's Angels suit.
Charlie's Angels?
Yeah, it's a suit that Drew Barrymore wore during the movie. Open it up.
Awesome. There's a lot of stuff. How about I go grab a mannequin?
All right. Try that one there.
Here, take the jacket. Okay.
All right.
Pretty cool.
I think this is the scene in the movie where she was pretending to be a guy to, like, sneak into a building or something like that.
It was a good movie. It was fun. It was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I know when the movie came out in 2000, it was huge. It did like $250 million at the box office or something. I mean, that's gnarly, especially for 20 years ago. But it does just kind of look like a normal suit.
For sure. Usually there would be some Hollywood tags in there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, check it out. Yeah, I mean, look, it's from Nordstrom. I mean, it's not like a superhero costume or something she wore on like the cover of the movie poster or something. But if it all turns out to be legit, it's got to be worth something, right?
Definitely.
So I'm gonna give the guy a call who sent it to us and see what else he can tell me about it and what he's looking to get for it.
All right, Big Hoss, I'm gonna set the box over in the other room.
All right. Hey, Robert, how's it going?
It's going well. How about you?
Good. I'm really excited. We got the package for the suit. So, Drew Barrymore wore it on the set of Charlie's Angels?
Yes, that's what everything about it indicates.
So tell me about it. Where'd you get it?
The suit I've had for about 12 years. It used to belong to my brother, who was quite a collector of moving memorabilia, autographs, and props.
Okay. Give me an idea of what you're looking to get out of this thing.
I'm looking for $1,000.
Okay. You know, you do have the certificate of authenticity here with it, but I'm not really familiar with the COA. And even though you see the picture of her in the suit, I feel like I could just go out and buy one of these suits. I'll tell you what, man. I got a buddy of mine who will be here a little bit later today. Do you mind if I give you a call back?
No, I don't mind at all.
So let me have him take a look at it, and I'll call you back.
Okay, I'll be here.
This is what I got.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was worn by Drew Barrymore on the set of Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. I think she wears this in an undercover sequence. Have you guys looked through the suit at all? And
A little bit, but it just looks like a regular old suit to me.
yeah. Okay, so it's off the rack at Nordstrom's. They do it all the time. They try to save money or time. Oh, look at this. John David Ridge typed Ms. Drew Barrymore. That's a good sign. So what that means is they bought the suit from Nordstrom, and then they probably, you know, tailored it. So right off the bat, it's looking really good. Any more information from the seller on this thing?
Yeah, have a seat. Check this out.
Oh, look at that.
I've never heard of them before.
Oh, yeah. No, I know exactly who these people are. That's great. I mean, after seeing those wonderful labels and after having this, that's the real deal.
So, be all end all, what do you
Yeah.
think it's worth?
But I mean, the reality is it's just a suit. When you first think of Charlie's Angels, Drew Barrymore, it's not what I would think of, but it's a great ensemble, and the fact that there's all this great backup, I think, makes the piece even stronger. I'm thinking 800.
I gotcha. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming down.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if I end up with it.
All right.
Take care.
See you soon.
Hey, Robert, how you doing? So I had my buddy come down and take a look at it. He definitely believes it is from the movie, so I do know it's authentic. He valued it at 800.
He estimated the retail was only 800.
Yes, that's what he said. Are you willing to budge on your price of $1,000, or what are you looking to do?
So maybe 600.
Gonna stretch me on it, I'd go 250.
No, I don't think I want to let it go for 250.
Would you do 3?
375 and we're done.
All right, that sounds good to me, my man. I'll get your information and the checks in the mail, okay?
Hey, sounds good.
Thank you very much, my man. Have a good day.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
What is this?
This is a jumpsuit with a matching vest and a pair of boots owned and worn by the godfather of soul, the hardest working man in show business, the late, great James Brown.
He was the hardest working man in show business.
Yes, he was.
It's because when he got on stage, he danced the entire time.
They said they used to have to pour the sweat out of these things.
No, I don't necessarily consider that a plus.
Okay. James Brown's an icon, and I've got something that no one else has. I received this jumpsuit, vest, and boots back in 1988. I'm asking $2,500 for the ensemble, and I won't go any lower than $2,000.
I absolutely love this. James Brown, he was just an incredible guy his entire life. I mean, everything about this guy was absolutely amazing. I mean, you know, his dance moves on stage, all the rock stars in the late 60s were copying stuff he'd perfected. James Brown really was the hardest working man in show business. This guy had over 100 singles that made the charts and made almost 50 albums. The guy was an absolute legend. In the 1970s, he was dubbed the Godfather of Soul, and it's easy to see why. And where did you get this?
In 1985, I had the opportunity to interview James Brown.
Okay.
And the man who set up the interview, his name is Mark. Mr. Brown and I got along famously. In 1988, he got in trouble with the law with a high-speed chase. So he called Mark and said, get to the tour bus, get my wardrobe trunks out of there, put them someplace safe. So I'm sitting at work. Mark walks in with the boots and a wardrobe bag with this in it. And he said, Mr. Brown wants you to have these.
So, the big problem I have here is just looking at this suit. How do you know it's James Brown's? I mean, it doesn't have his name in it.
This is a picture of him wearing this particular jumpsuit. And this is a certificate of authenticity signed by his music director, Holly Ferris. There's JB on the boots.
Could be Justin Bieber's boots.
That is cold-blooded, man.
What do you want to do with it?
I would like to sell it.
And how much would you like for it?
I think $2,500 is fair. Christie's in New York had a big auction of his collection, and one jumpsuit went for $25,000. So I believe that you could get $5,000 for everything.
I mean, I can tell you right now, it's the style of James Brown. I know that. I just want someone to confirm it's James Brown.
Sure.
Okay? And if you don't mind hanging out a little bit, I know a guy who's literally the best in the business. Let me go grab it for you, okay?
Okay. I think it's important that an expert come in, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he has to say.
So what's going on? What do we got?
James Brown jumpsuit and his boots.
There's a couple of things that I want to take a look at. You don't know when he wore this on stage?
No, I don't. I received these in 1988.
Okay, so his career hadn't been doing that good, and then he got revived with the Rocky show, right?
Yes,
doing
Rocky IV.
Rocky IV, which was mid-'80s. A lot of the costumes I've seen from that era, they're made of very, very heavy wool. And around the middle, they've got a very thick piece of elastic. And the reason, obviously, for the very thick piece of elastic, he was a little portly.
Okay.
James Brown was always a snappy dresser. He always wore his pants tight and high because you wanted to see his feet fly. So what are your real concerns about this?
I mean, do you really think it's James Brown's?
It's absolutely correct for James Brown. I think it's definitely his. It's definitely, everything's right for the period of being made in the 70s.
So, what's it worth?
I think with the boots and the package together, it's definitely worth $3,000 to $5,000.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Always a pleasure. Okay.
It was nice meeting you,
All right,
sir.
good luck. The collector's market for James Brown is fairly strong. I think it's a good collectible. It's worth having.
So what's your best price?
Warwick basically confirmed what I thought the value to be. $2,500, you sell it for $5,000.
Well, not exactly. I mean, this has to be displayed. This has to be, a frame has to be made. And on a suit like this, it's gonna cost me $500. So, I think more than fair is $2,000. I'll make anywhere between $500 and $3,000. That's the weirdness of my business.
Well, $2,250.
Okay. I'll give you $2,100. That's what I could do. I will give you $2,100. Thanks, man. Chum, write them up.
All right, I'll meet you right over there.
Well, the $2,100 is going to come in really handy, and it's nice to know that I'm not going home empty-handed.
What do you got?
What I have here is Colonel Sanders' suit.
Colonel Sanders' suit.
Colonel Sanders' suit.
It's gotta be. It smells like chicken.
I came to the pawn shop today to see if I could sell Colonel Sanders' suit. I got this suit when I purchased a house which was owned by Colonel Sanders, and I bought the contents of the house, which had some furniture as well as his suit. I'm hoping to sell this for between $40,000 and $50,000. When he sold the company in 1964, he stayed on as an ambassador, and he traveled on behalf of KFC. He always wore the suit, and the suits were numbered and dated for him. This was the last suit given to him in terms of his contract.
How old was he when he died?
He was born in 1890, and he died in 1980. He was 90 years old.
He's an interesting guy. I always loved KFC. I was like raised on the stuff.
We ate Kentucky Fried Chicken at least once a week when the kids was growing up.
I love the Colonel. He was working at a crappy gas station in Kentucky, and one day he said, let's sell some chickens. Before he knew it, he was an American icon. Talk about cooking up some damn fine chicken. Did you want to pawn it? Did you want to sell it?
I'd like to sell it. So I brought proof of my ownership of the contents of the house.
Okay. What were you looking to get out of it?
The last suit sold in an auction for $80,000. I truly believe that the suit should be worth $40,000 to $50,000.
I mean, this is my quandary with it. You got all the proof in the world that it was Colonel Sanders. The problem is figuring out how to market something like this. It's really tough. I mean, it's a really, really specialized crowd.
There are, thousands of franchises around the world. They're opening 2 KFC franchises in China a week right now.
I understand that, but it's too much of a risk. I would be too afraid to buy it. I'm glad you brought it in, but it's one of those things I'm not going to make an offer on because I have no idea what I'm going to get out of it.
And I appreciate your help. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very
I
much.
really appreciate it.
This thing is awesome, and I'm sure it could be worth $40,000 to the right collector, but that person would have to love KFC. To everyone else, it's neat, but it's not 40 grand neat. Hey, what can I help you with?
I've got a Paul Newman race suit, worn and signed by him.
That's neat.
He wasn't known for racing. He's known for salad dressing.
I decided to come down to the pawn shop today to try to sell my autographed Paul Newman race suit. I think the suit itself is worth $10,000 just because of the rarity, and I think somebody would be crazy not to buy it for $10,000.
So where'd you get it?
The charity event in Denver.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Paul Newman was a neat guy. He started the dressings and everything else like that for different charities. The guy gave hundreds of millions of dollars over the years to charity.
A lot.
Paul Newman was a great actor. You know, The Hustler, Cool Hand Luke. The list just goes on.
Everyone's seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Paul Newman was an icon. As an actor, he was a huge star, but he was also a director, a humanitarian, and even a race car driver. Yeah, the movie that got him interested in racing was Winning. They sent him to a race car driving school, and he realized, hey, I'm pretty good at this, and started racing after that. He actually raced in Vegas when they had the Grand Prix here. I mean, the cool thing is this had to have been the suit he wore when he raced the Baja 1000. This wasn't a regular car race. This was an off-road race, which he didn't do a lot of. There's like no paperwork or pictures of him signing it or anything like that?
No. What I do know is that Paul Newman rarely signed his race suits. And I didn't even know this. I've owned this suit for 5 years. And I opened this up. He also initialed the inside of the suit that he wore.
Oh, that's cool. Paul Newman is famous as one of those guys who refused to sign autographs. So anything with his autograph on it is that much more collectible. So what do you want to do with this?
Sell it.
How much you want for it?
$10,000.
No way.
I mean, seriously, how much did you want for it?
$10,000.
Normally, I'd have no problem selling this to a collector of racing or Hollywood memorabilia. But this guy wants 3 or 4 times what I'd probably get for it. If I can't have him come down to earth on his price, there's no point in even having this thing checked out. His signed racing suits go for a lot less money.
Like how much less?
Like $3,000. So we are way, way off. If you're willing to take a reasonable number, I'll get someone in here, get this signature authenticated and everything else.
I'll look into a reasonable number.
Okay. I got a buddy named Drew. He's like the best in the business. Let me get him down here to look at the autograph. Just make sure everything's legit, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
I'll
great.
be right back.
Okay. I was really surprised about his reaction when I asked for $10,000, so I can't wait to see what the expert has to say.
This is the suit I called you about.
Okay.
Signed by Paul Newman, supposedly.
Well, Paul Newman should be interesting. As you know, he had the most amazing life. You know, he was also in the Navy. He graduated from Yale. Of course, he's won the Academy Award. All those big-time movies. Paul Newman was probably one of the greatest actors of all time, but he was much more than that. He was a businessman, race car driver, just an amazing guy. Did they give you any paperwork at the auction, or?
No.
Nothing at all?
Nothing.
Nothing at all, okay.
Nothing.
Paul Newman's signature can be very difficult to authenticate. It tends to be all over the place, so let's see what we have. Well, one thing, Paul Newman's signature is very consistent with regard to the first name. The shape of the capital P is usually pretty consistent with Paul Newman's signature, and that's in line what we want to see. The AU, normally you can read the capital N in his signatures, but again, such a variance to his signature. Don't recognize this particular pattern here at the N. And we have a break at our pen lift in the last flourish. Don't remember seeing that before in his signature. Guys, I gotta tell you something. I just can't authenticate this. I'm not saying this is a forgery, but I'm saying I can't authenticate it. For a person's signature, they have to have a very consistent pattern so that we can identify it. But in his case, his last name especially is all over the place. So if I can't identify it, I can't say it's real. If this thing is real, I'd say it could be worth $2,000, $3,000.
Okay.
Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, sir. Hey. We'll see you again. For a signature to be authenticatable, it has to be consistent. And Paul Newman's signature is kind of all over the place, especially the last name. So if there's no consistency, you can't make an identification.
I'd love to have it, but when I sell something, I got to guarantee it. The way it is right now, all I have is your word.
And we don't take that.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Thanks for bringing it in. I'm really bummed that Drew couldn't verify the signature on this piece because it would have been a really cool item for the shop. But whenever there's a question about the authenticity of an item, it's always better to be safe than sorry.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing? Charles.
Chumley. Rick!
What?
This guy has a Chumley action figure you might want to look at. Damn, I look good.
I'm coming into the pawn shop to try to pawn off my knight in shining armor. I'm looking to pawn it to try to get some money for college. Every little bit will help, at least towards my books.
So where did you get this thing?
It's been at my grandmother's forever, as long as I can remember. I'd always be playing with it when I come over there, get in trouble every time. I didn't know how expensive it was until a couple years ago when I got it.
Do you know anything about it?
I heard it's worth a lot of money.
What it is, it's a 19th century reproduction of 16th century armor. Everything was fully articulating, and this is built just really similar to the way it was. I mean, literally, you could do this, you could move any way you wanted. Yeah, when they made these, they didn't cut no corners. All this is hand fabricated, hand hammered. They use little teeny anvils, little teeny hammers, and they make the whole thing. This was probably a few hundred hours work by a guy who made it, okay? And this is nearly identical to what a full-size set of armor would be like.
Yes, sir.
The craftsmanship on these mini suits of armor was amazing. Every single detail was like a real suit of armor, right down to the articulating fingers. All the metal itself is original. This stuff is in incredible condition.
Looks broke to me. This side is different than this side.
No, because when they jousted back then, you needed to articulate your arms differently when you ran along with a horse. One was holding a shield, one was holding a big giant spear. I know articulate's a pretty big word for you.
I hate you.
These things were very expensive when people bought them, even in the 19th century. This would have cost you like 100 pounds. If you account for inflation, this thing basically cost $19,000 at the time.
Is that how much money you're gonna give me?
No.
Why not?
Because it didn't keep up with inflation.
It's not my problem.
So what do you want to do, pawn it or sell it?
I want to pawn it. I'm going back to college, so I'm gonna need some money to live on and pay for books, tuition.
And you just want to borrow some money against it?
Yes, sir.
And how much do you want to borrow? Pawning is real simple. You have something worth money, I will loan you money against it. You have 141 days to pay back that loan. If you don't pay me back within that time, we take ownership of it.
At least $2,500.
There's no way I can go that. I mean, I'd give you $1,000 for it. I'm assuming I'm gonna get $1,800 out of it.
Well, look, I'm going to college, so you could help me out a little and say, give me $2,250.
No.
If you want to give me $1,500, I need as much money as I can.
I can't do 15.
What about $1,100?
I'll try and help you out a little bit, but I'll do $1,100.
Yes, sir, that'll do.
Okay.
Deal.
All right, deal. Chumley, write him up.
All right.
I'm happy we could make a deal. If he picks it up, I'll make money off the interest, and if he doesn't pick it up, I'll make like $500.
Are you William?
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Rick Harrison.
How you doing? Pleased to meet you guys.
Rob called, said you had some stuff you might be interested in selling.
Oh, yeah, I have a lot.
Okay. So I have a client who's really looking for screen-used Hollywood stuff.
Well, I have probably maybe 3 million pieces inside the house.
3 million pieces inside that house.
Yes.
They must be tiny.
I've been a Hollywood collector of memorabilia since I was 5 years old. I started with Hot Wheels, Lionel trains. Then when I got older, I would collect everything that I could from the movies. Pictures that were signed, collect clothing. I love clothing, bathing suits. I probably have 2,000 to 3,000 bathing suits. There's some really nice stuff in there.
Well, let's go take a look at it.
Come on in.
Whoa. This is absolutely amazing. So where did you get all this stuff?
I bodyguarded for 37 years. I never took money, I took stuff.
So what I'm looking for is like screen-used props, screen-used outfits, stuff that was in cool movies that's recognizable.
They're everywhere in the house. Every corner, every nook and cranny. They're everywhere that you can look.
Well, with that being said, Rick, let the games begin. Let's see who can find the best stuff. Why don't you turn around and talk to your alter ego? I'm gonna go this way.
All right, just yell if I find something.
If you find something, let me know.
#1 Ghost Rider. Hail Caesar. Oh, Ricky Bobby race suit. Shake and bake. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so cool.
I see you found some stuff.
Ricky Bobby. It's Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. John C. Reilly, Will Ferrell, they were the race team. And I mean, what better line can you come up with than shake and bake?
Shake and bake.
Can I just keep these here and keep on looking?
Yeah, keep looking.
Definitely a treasure trove.
Baywatch. Ooh.
You have a lot of stuff.
Just a little bit.
Well, Rob, I told you it was gonna be an overload.
Wow.
Look who I found.
Dude, this place is kind of crazy.
This is the Toys R Us of like Hollywood memorabilia. This is incredible.
So you've been here before?
Never been. I've just heard the legend, and with Williams' background in the industry, I knew he had a whole career's worth of memorabilia. But this is way beyond what I thought.
Yeah, this is kind of insane.
This is insane. Wow.
I see you stumbled across the Baywatch bathing suits. That I already found, might I add.
Why am I not surprised? You're a Baywatch fan, right?
I'm a Baywatch fan, you know. That opening sequence is a teenager's dream.
Well, I could already tell from here those are the real deal. I've handled those before. Classic 90s television Americana. You cannot go wrong with that kind of piece.
How do you tell if they're real?
The indicator for me right off the bat would be the patch. If you fake a patch outside of the studio system, they're never quite as nice. And also they're signed. And knowing Williams' background in the industry, he probably got the signatures himself, so we'll have to pick his brain on that.
Wait to check out this other cool stuff I found. It's absolutely amazing. Rob, come on.
Okay. Come on.
Rob, you can finally meet William.
Hey.
Oh, man, I finally get to meet you.
What an
I've always
honor.
talked to you on the phone all the time.
and what an honor.
How do you
to
like
be here.
this stuff?
It's incredible.
I got like 3 things I'm interested in.
Oh.
Okay. So what do you think Baywatch signed bathing suits are worth?
Because they're signed and they're coming from the man here, I think maybe about 1,000 I'd value each of them at.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, iconic 90s television.
So what would be your best price on the 2 signed red bathing suits?
I got them right from the horse's mouth. They're signed, 1,000 apiece.
I mean, I'd give you 600 a piece. I mean, I got to resell them.
I'd go 800 apiece.
Would you go 650 a piece?
No, I'd have to stay with the 800 apiece.
I just can't make no money at that. All right, so I guess Baywatch ain't gonna happen. And let's go to Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Very, very cool pieces. The fact that you recognize them without any plaque is very cool. That's what you want. in an iconic costume, easily recognizable.
What do you think it's worth?
The full suit is probably a little bit more desirable because of the fact it's all there, but then again, it's his jacket. I think they're both about $4,000 each.
Okay. What would be your best price on them?
I want $6,500 for the suit and $4,000 for the jacket.
Would you take $6,000 for the pair?
No, because that's real low. I've had people in New York, they offered me $10,000 for that jacket when I was wearing it.
We go $7,500?
I'll take $8,000 and I'll throw in the orange laughing clown hat for you.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Thanks, man. Sounds like a great deal. All right, let me get you paid.
I'm very happy about selling the 2 Ricky Bobby suits. I think Rick got a pretty good deal, and that's all that matters at the end of the day anyways.
What do we got here?
Well, I got a couple of vintage F-16 test pilot flight suits and some aircraft memorabilia that I wanted to see if I could do something with.
Okay. Looks like it might be tall enough for me.
You couldn't fit in there with a chainsaw and a blender, son.
I've never been up in the F-16. I've heard it's unbelievable, doing a 9G turn and everything. I want to sell my items today because this is just some extra memorabilia that I had, and I just want to see what I can get for it.
Where did you get these?
I worked at General Dynamics for 35 years. I just retired not too long ago.
So were you a test pilot?
No, sir, just a mechanic.
Okay, so you're not insane. Because, I mean, you got to be a little bit crazy. I mean, no, you got to be bad crazy to actually fly in one of these things. I mean, especially when they first came out with them and testing the prototypes and things like that.
Yeah, it gets pretty scary.
The F-16 is legendary. It's got top speed so fast, the U.S. military still considers it classified information. It's been one of the world's dominant fighter planes since it came out in the 1970s.
You know who wore these?
Well, I got some pictures that show their chief test pilots wearing flight suits.
So these aren't military?
No, the civilian test pilots wore these.
So this was basically they're walking around clothes for the day, and then when they got in the plane, they put on the pants that went around them that filled up with air when they went around a turn.
The G suit, yes, sir.
They seem in decent shape. I mean, just by the tags, though, you can tell they've been washed a lot.
They've been washed a lot, yes, sir.
The F-16 is an iconic American fighter plane. But this isn't a uniform worn by U.S. military pilots during a mission. These were worn by civilian test pilots, and that impacts the price big time. So how much were you looking to get out of it?
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking maybe 500.
I mean, like I said, it's one of those things that's really hard to come up with a price. What do I think I can get out of it? Can I give you $300 for all of it? I mean, this is my problem. It's not military.
Right.
That's the big thing.
How about 3 1/4? I know it's out there.
You got a deal.
All right, thank you. I'm walking away with 325. Hopefully, I'll be able to use it before the wife gets a hold of it.
What do we got?
How's it going, man? Found this at an auction.
I can tell you, man, normally we don't take vintage clothes like this. I got a friend who owns a vintage clothing shop down the road if you want their number.
Well, it kind of was interesting because as I was looking through, it sat in my closet for a couple of years, and I was looking through, and it's got this tag inside, and it's a Codell. Seems to be some sort of magician from the 40s or 50s.
Were you going to a costume party or something?
I collect a lot of Vegas memorabilia, and I was at an auction, and there were a few items that I was interested in, and this was an item that was on the table, too. The magician's name was Codell, and he seemed to be pretty famous back in the 40s and 50s. If I get the $2,000, I'm just gonna go blow it.
This is interesting. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I've never heard the name. To me, it just looks like a suit. Is there, like, secret pockets in it or anything? Because he was a magician?
Everything's kind of stitched up.
Okay. Can you tell me anything about the guy? I mean, where'd he work? What'd he do?
I don't really know much, man. Not much at all.
I mean, to me, it looks like something you would buy for a costume party or something. I mean, it looks like a $5 suit that you would get from a thrift store.
And me too. I almost threw it out until I did a little searching on that tag.
Okay. I mean, the 40s were a little bit before my time, and there's been probably over 1,000 magicians play in Vegas. I mean, we got hundreds of casinos here, and just about every one of them has a magic act.
That's true.
Just tell me real quick, what do you think it might be worth?
Like $2 grand.
Okay, I don't see it. I can tell you that right now. But I got a buddy who is a magician in town, and he is pretty well known. And he does collect this kind of stuff. So we'll see if it's worth it for him to come down and take a look at it, all right?
Sounds good, man.
So hang out and don't try it on or anything. You might ruin it.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Of course, these are going to call in an expert. I'm mostly curious to see what they have to say. And maybe this expert will do some magic of his own, and I'll get a little cash in my pocket.
What's this all about?
There was a magician in the 40s, Jay Codell. I think it may be one of his suits or costumes from the show.
Well, Codell was a very famous magician in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. He was the very first magician to ever play Las Vegas. Without him, I probably wouldn't be here. Siegfried and Roy wouldn't be here. David Copperfield wouldn't be here.
So there could be some value in it.
If this is really his tales, this could be very valuable. This could be huge. Now look, there's a famous story he performed on ice at the Empress Hall in England. Here's what's interesting. He always had his maroon tuxedo. But the producer said, no, we want you in a white tuxedo. And he said, look, a white tuxedo on white ice is not gonna work. So he did what the producer wanted. He hung up his maroon suit for a white suit, did the act, but for 2 weeks, no one could see his act. Because the white ice, the white suit, with the white birds, with the colors, you can't see anything. So he's doing this. So after 2 weeks, he retired the suit and went back to his maroon suit because the producer was like, I can't see anything.
So is there anything on this that would guarantee it was from that show?
Yes, there's one thing that would give it away 100%. The tailor he used in England, which was one of the best tailors in the world, was Cyril Castle. And he had an assistant called B. Allister. And now, look at that. Look at this, it says Cyril A. Castle Limited, 10 Sackville Street, London. And there's B. Allister. That's the original label from his factory. Isn't that crazy? This is the actual suit from those 2 weeks he played at the Empress Hall.
So, Murray, with all this information, what do you think this is worth?
I would say the price for this would be between $9,500 to $12,500. It's a piece of history. You know, he was iconic. He was a pioneer in magic.
All right, Murray, before you make the rest of my profit disappear, I'm gonna...
You gonna get rid of me?
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me down. Good luck.
Thanks, Murray.
Nice suit. Thanks for sharing that with us. Really cool.
No, go.
Okay,
Go.
Good
Go.
See you later.
So deal, $2,000.
Oh, sorry.
Kind of figured as much. What are you willing to take for it?
Well, he said 12, so I'm thinking 12.
Okay, I'd be comfortable around 5.
I'm still thinking 10.
I can bump it up to 6.
I think, from what Murray just said, it's worth 10. I could probably find somebody who'd buy it at that.
All right, well, I guess this deal disappeared, and I'll, if you change your mind, I'm always here, all right?
Appreciate the time. We weren't able to make a deal today, but I'm probably gonna take it down to Murray's show and see if he wants to buy it.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How can I help you?
I've got this G-suit and helmet that my brother-in-law left me. I have no idea what it's worth.
I'm ready for liftoff.
I'm coming down to the pawn shop today to sell my Air Force G-suit and fighter pilot helmet. My 10th anniversary is coming up, and I'm hoping I can do something really nice for my wife. I'd really like to get about $2,000 out of the suit, but if I have to take $1,000, that's more money than I came with.
Do you know anything about this stuff? What kind of plane it came off of?
He was flying F-18s.
It's desert camo, so I'm assuming it was probably used in the Gulf War?
Yeah, it was Desert Storm, yeah.
Okay. A G is a measure of the force of gravity. 1 G is normal. As a matter of fact, I'm pulling 1 G right now. But a fighter pilot can actually pull up to 9 Gs, and all that gravitational pull can make you pass out. And that's why they wear a G-suit. It helps counteract the effects of gravity on the body. You wear this, goes around your waist, and it fills up with air and squeezes your lower body really tight.
Why does it do that?
Because the G-force actually sucks the blood out of your brain and pushes it into your lower body. And if this is squeezing you real tight, it squeezes the blood back up. This suit is amazing. From the outside, it looks like a normal green jumpsuit, but it's actually a high-tech piece of safety equipment. My guess is these things are super rare and really collectible. How much did you want for it?
I really don't have any idea.
The G-suit's got me really intrigued. Being in this business 30 years, I have never seen a G-suit.
Really?
I actually have a friend who's a fighter pilot,
He knows all about this stuff, and he'll be able to tell us what it's worth. Let me go give him a call. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good, man.
Thanks,
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to an expert coming in, and I'm hoping that he values it really high because I'd like to get my wife something nice.
Rick, how we doing?
Matt, how's it going, man? This is what we got.
Well, this looks familiar. I'm a U.S. Marine Corps F-18 pilot with about 17 years experience. I'm a graduate of the Naval Fighter Weapons School, Top Gun, and a former U.S. Navy Blue Angel pilot. You got your helmet here, and it looks like the standard helmet that any fighter pilot would wear. This G suit looks really current, worn by all U.S. fighter pilots in NATO, and you'll plug it into the jet, and this will give you about an extra G to a G and a half.
Well, what's a G then?
You figure a top of a roller coaster where you're kind of floating in the seat, that's a negative G, and you're coming down on the roller coaster, you're getting slammed in your seat, that's a positive G. If you were to weigh 100 pounds and you pulled 8 Gs, your body would actually feel 800 pounds.
What if you weighed 325 pounds?
It'd be a lot.
What's this stuff go for?
Now, looking at the helmet here, this is actually a pretty high-tech visor, so the helmet is probably worth a couple grand, you know, at least what the government paid for it.
Okay.
This, you know, maybe a little over 1,000, somewhere in there. I'm surprised your brother-in-law didn't hold on to it. You can't buy this. This is some special stuff. It's hard to get a hold of.
Okay. Thanks for coming in, man.
You bet. Rick's concern was how to value this. It's a limited market. It's going to take a special person, maybe some old fighter pilot with nostalgia.
All right, so how much do you want for all this stuff?
I'd probably be willing to settle for about $2 grand.
I was thinking more like 500 bucks.
Ooh, 500.
It's not like there's a million people out there buying it.
Yeah, but you're not going to find this everywhere. You only get this if you were a pilot.
How about 800 bucks?
How about 15?
I'll tell you what, I'll go $1 grand on it, and I don't even know why I'm going that much.
Well, all right, grand's better than what I came in with.
Okay, all right. Write them up, chum.
Originally, I figured I could get $2,000, but I settled on $1,000, and I'm really happy with that. I'll take my money and run.
What do we got here, man?
Well, this is a driving suit that I was a stunt driver in.
Yeah, this thing's in great shape. No pee stains on the legs.
I got a hold of this suit. So as a stunt driver, this suit has a lot of sentimental value to me because it was my first movie as a professional stunt driver. I'd love to be able to get $2,000 for it. I was a stunt driver in the motion picture Driven, and so I utilized this when I was doing the stunt doubling for Michelle Jourdain in the movie.
Okay.
I don't blame you if you didn't see the movie. Not very many people did.
Okay. I'm interested in the suit, but the fact that it was in the movie Driven means nothing to me. Driven sucked.
One of the cool things about Michelle Jourdain is he was one of the first Mexicans to actually bring in Mexican companies into the Car FedEx Racing Series. So he brought in a lot of the guys from Herdez and Corona and some of the other companies.
Cool. Race car driving is one of the most popular sports in the United States, and having this thing in my store would be pretty cool.
It's a 3-layer racing suit, which would enable the driver to be submitted to, like, I think it's 20 seconds of direct fire exposure. You could literally stand in a fire without getting burned.
You ever get to test one out?
Yeah, I've been on fire myself.
You were?
Yes, I was.
Okay, cool. So how much you want for it?
You know, I'd love to be able to get $2,000 for it.
Yeah, I couldn't come close to that.
Dude, come on, put your hands on it. You're gonna get some NASCAR guy, and I can guarantee you'll never find another one of these. Maybe Rick just doesn't understand that it's not a weekend racer special. It's a really high quality suit. You know, these things are the highest quality of racing suits that you can get. And plus, I mean, come on, it was in a movie.
You know, I know it's an expensive suit and everything, but you just got to look at it from my perspective.
Right.
I got to make a profit on it.
I understand.
If it was a better movie, maybe. Nothing personal.
What do you think is more in your ballpark?
Give you $1,000 for it.
How about 13?
How about $1,000?
How about 1275?
$1,250, we got a deal.
Done.
All right, cool.
Pretty happy with, you know, I guess content is a better word to say how everything wound up. I wanted to get, you know, at least $2,000, $2,500, but look, I realize that he's in business to try and, you know, keep his doors open, so good for him, he'll be able to sell it.
Awesome. What do we got here?
Something that you don't see every day.
I worked at Caesar's Palace as Caesar himself for 5 years, and I purchased this armor to help me get into my Roman character.
This is a Roman suit of armor. It's not an antique, doesn't claim to be, but this is an exact replica of what they would wear back then.
Roman legionnaires wore sweatpants. Every day I see weird, and this is definitely one of those days. What are you trying to do with it? Pawn it or sell it?
I'm trying to sell it to somebody who would appreciate it and looking for something like this.
What are you looking to get for it, man?
You know, I think it's worth about $2,500.
This guy's got to be kidding me. There is nothing I can do with this fake suit of armor. Yeah, man, it wouldn't be for me at all, man. I mean, if it was old, I'd look at it, but other than having my guy there wear it in front of the store to drum up business or something, man, there's really nothing I can do with it.
I mean, it would definitely be the coolest piece in your shop. You have to admit that.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I got a lot of cooler stuff than that.
I'd like to dress up in it.
You want to try it on?
There's a bear in the woods.
Chumley has been working for me for 5 years. He'll probably be working here till the day he dies. He's a village idiot, but he's my village idiot.
Look at that, it's a perfect fit.
I'll be honest. You gotta buy it, dude. Look how badass I look in it. When I put that helmet on, I felt like I was ready to slay a dragon.
No.
Do you need me to negotiate this deal?
Go ahead, chief negotiator guy there, go for it.
I'll give you $100.
No.
I'll give you $2,000.
2,000, I'll take.
What are you doing?
I'm negotiating.
We're not going $2,000. If you want it, man, I can give you like $300 for it.
I had $300. Corey offering me $300 was just flat out insulting. I invested a lot of time and love into this armor, and I'm not just gonna give it away.
I just don't think we're gonna be able to come to a deal here, bro. If I learned anything today, it's never let Chumley negotiate. If you want to be the chief negotiator, you better practice your negotiating skills.
You need to make it more clear, okay?
It's not negotiating if you just give him what he asked for. You're an idiot.
I'm your idiot, Big Hostile. Deal with it. Awesome.
So what do we have here?
My handmade suit armor. I decided to come to the pawn shop today to try to sell my suit of armor. I used to sword fight and joust years ago, and I just got too old and too beat up to do it. I'd like to get 1,000 out of it. Just want to sell it.
Knights were some OG gangsters, right? They pretty much just did what they wanted.
Well, technically, you had to become a knight by order of the king or the queen. It was a title given to you. You know, starting in like the 1200s, armor became popular again in wars in Europe. It got heavier and heavier due to the fact that the weapons became better and better and better. And it eventually got to a point where if a knight fell over in battle, he couldn't get up because he's wearing 90 pounds of armor. A metal suit of armor like this is what knights wore in the Middle Ages. They're built to withstand arrows, sword strikes, and the earliest guns couldn't penetrate them. But as firearms got more powerful, eventually they went bye-bye. All right, well, tell me all about it.
Well, most of this is recycled car parts, basically, car hoods and stuff like that.
So you basically have a suit of armor made out of Cadillacs and Buicks?
Yeah.
So it could take a nice kung fu slice from a sword?
Oh, yeah. Hit me?
I don't want to hurt you, man.
You're not going to hurt me.
I don't know.
You need me harder than that.
How much did you want for it?
I'm thinking about 1,000.
It's really specialty, not to be mean or anything. It looks pretty beat up.
Well, it's been used, yeah. Well used.
It's interesting and everything, but I don't think I have a shot in hell of selling that thing.
You got an armor tournament coming to Vegas in next month.
I can see that you put a lot of time and effort into it, but it's not really historically accurate. I don't see a particular style there.
I'd take 500 even, you know.
You know, I'm not putting you down or anything. I'm sure there's people who would want to buy this.
Right.
It's just not me. I don't see it there. I'm sorry. Thanks for coming in, though. You got to be careful when dealing with a guy who's carrying a sword and jousts for fun. But he seemed to take it okay.
Hey, mistake.